What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be going through the best and worst tattoo TikToks I could find. Let's jump into it. Okay, this first one is, not only is it bad tattooing, but it's also pretty cringy. Luckily, it's a short, quick one, and that ending is god-awful. Just so rough to watch, but let's talk about his tattoos for a second. One thing that I love when people do lettering everywhere. I know that's so different than what I normally would say because I actually hate tattooing lettering, and most of the time I don't like the way it looks, but when someone's smashed in it, I actually like it. This is not a version I like. One is because like the tattoo quality is god-awful. Like all of these are just super blown out, wonky and dumb. And then like the fame across his forehead, the iconic, I think, Berlin sex bomb. These are just rough. They're rough. Obviously they're all backwards. One says go hard. This makes me soft. So yeah, not a huge fan of it. If you're gonna do lettering like this, make sure it's clean. Lettering is one of those things that like you could spot shitty lettering from a mile away. And this is just it. On to the next.
Welcome back to Alicious, the series where we tattoo what we eat. Today we are doing a snake tattoo on pappardelle. And man, I tell you I was struggling with this one, because the pasta sheet got drier every minute, which made it so hard to get the ink in. I was still happy with the design, and nothing can beat some homemade pasta with some butter. Simple yet delicious. Tell me how you like it in the comments, and see you next week.
Okay, some of you guys probably don't know this about me. I am a foodie. I love food, I get down on it. Do I like this? Not particularly, but is it a million times better than fucking kids in their garage tattooing each other? Absolutely. I'm curious what he used for ink. I'm gonna hope that it's some sort of edible, like maybe octopus ink or something like that. I don't know for sure, but like definitely don't want to be like swallowing a bunch of tat ink. I don't know. The artwork on the pasta is much better than I was expecting, and at the same time pretty shit. But like just for someone who doesn't do tattoos, not the worst. It's an interesting concept. Cool, I guess. Not the worst for sure. On to the next. Okay, so let's read this first. It says, trust the process. First time tattooing over SH scars. Not my design. Created a blowout under the skin. Scar tissue causes the skin to become even more delicate. This was a lesson I learned. So parts of this are semi-true, and then parts of this are complete garbage. First off, there's no doubt in my mind that this one was probably hammered into the skin, and that's what really caused the blowout. Look, dude, we've talked about it in the past. Making a color blowout in the skin is very difficult, and really just shows me that that person bashed this fucking tattoo into the skin. Yes, scars can make the tattoo a little bit irregular, but that's not what happened here. One, it's on the inside of the arm, I'm sure, and these areas tend to blow out anyways, and so this just looks like it got hammered in, blew out. I wouldn't blame it on the scars, I'd blame it on the tattooer. Or the client just has such delicate skin to begin with, because I really don't think that, you know, the scars are doing that much here. Like I can barely see them, I know they're there, but I don't think that they're responsible for this at all. I will point out that is the biggest scar we see, and we see black going over that tattoo, and it didn't blow out at all. So again, this is a sign to me that the scars aren't causing the blowout, but it's in fact the tattooer. And like, if you really zoom in, it looks like this shit was stippled in. I don't know about this tattooer. Maybe they're a hand poke artist and they just fucking smashed in this tattoo and caused all the blowout themselves. This is certainly not from the scars. I'm sorry. You know, and I hate stuff like that because like if you do have scars, it might make you so cautious about getting tattooed when it is a possibility, but it's probably not gonna happen to you. So what do? Fucking smash it in a glow. Okay, so this was one mistake created by the tattooer, and then we got another fucking mistake, or potential mistake. I want to say that there is a potential, no matter how fucking small it is, that this tattoo looks fine with all this yellow, white polka dot bullshit. But for the most part, this is an absolute fucking mistake, and you should never do this because those yellows, those whites, those colors are all gonna look muddy and garbagey, and they're gonna fade away. If anything, the tattooer should have recommended a few sessions of laser to get rid of that blue haze. That would end up with the best results. But yeah, stupid. I bet that this is a person who is either surrounded by other young tattooers or they're in a private studio and no one's there to fucking smack the tattoo machine out of their hand. On to the next.
This is a warning for people that have birth control and that are getting a tattoo around their implant. If you get tattooed around this area, it will rupture this implant. This can lead to many problems, so just be careful.
That is something to be cautious for young tattooers. A lot of times people won't even mention the fact that they have birth control. And for me as a tattooer, if I'm tattooing the inner arm of a girl, I always look out for this little scar. Because these people, most people don't even think about it because it's implanted in them. They don't think about it very often, but see right in that corner, there's that little scar. That's something to me that I always look out for when I'm tattooing the inner arm of a girl. I'll also if I think about it, I'll mention it, be like, hey, you don't have birth control implants, right? Or whatever they're called. But yeah, it will fuck up them because it will rupture. I don't know what the fuck that means, but that's what I've always heard. It breaks the fucking implant and that can just cause problems. And it also will break your needles. It'll bend your needles. So on my end, I'm more concerned about fucking up the needles. On other people's end, it's probably about the rupturing of it. I don't know. But either way, I just recommend not tattooing on the inside of the arm if they have birth control at all. Make sure that they take it out before you ever tattoo it. Yeah, something to keep in mind. On to the next. Oh man, it's these client pet peeve things that are so fucking unfair. People make a big ol' stink about.
Being overly nitpicky or controlling on the design, which I do understand, but at the same time, I'm not the artist for that.
I love that. I don't think that he could be more fucking clear. He is not the guy you go walk in and get a tattoo from anymore. That's not him. You give him control. That's who this tattooer is now. That's how he conducts his business. I respect it. I am thinking as I move forward in my tattoo career, I'm just gonna tattoo things I've already drawn. I don't wanna do any more custom work. I don't know if that will last forever. And you better believe if I need the money, I'm fucking tattooing whatever goddamn shit I need. But if I can, I will just tattoo the shit I want to do. But let's hear some more from him.
In the other one, if you're big built ass dude on you're cycling, your skin is trash and it's bad.
If you're not familiar with what he's saying, if you're cycling, it's not talking about riding a bicycle. He's talking about being on steroids, gear, whatever, something like that.
And that's probably my number one pet peeve is just that incredibly sinewy, ripped guy shoe leather skin. It's rough.
Yeah, sometimes that is, it's so funny because if you go on two sides of the spectrum, I feel like the skin is kind of problematic. If you go to an extremely roided out fucking dude, his skin is trash most of the time. And then if you go to someone who's never done a sport in their life and their just skin is really soft and you fucking have to stretch it out forever. And I'm not saying that the person's fat or skinny or anything like that. I'm just saying people who have never developed muscles who have very just soft skin. Yeah, their skin's trash too. Cause it's dude, you blow that shit out all the time. That's why you see inner arm blowouts happening all the time. It's cause that skin is just so never been stretched out, never been abused at all. At least that's my anecdotal feeling about it. There's no science behind it. I really don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm just saying from my experience. But yeah, if you're on gear and you're cycling, maybe don't get tattooed. And honestly, a lot of times being on medications, I tattooed a handful of people who had very good skin that was easy to tattoo, that was non-problematic, and then got on a bunch of medications for whatever fucking reasons, and then the tattoos start healing differently. I actually have one friend in particular who, I don't think he'll mind if I say, we did the tattoos, he had some difficulties with a body part, so he had to take cortisone shots, and I noticed that the tattoos were healing super poorly after this period began, and then the moment he stopped taking the cortisone, the tattoos went back to healing properly. So sometimes, I'm not a fucking doctor, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about when it comes into this aspect of tattooing, but things like that have a massive effect on your body, and they have a massive effect on how tattoos heal on your body. So keep that in mind as a tattooer or as a client. I just wanted to take a moment. We just broke 60,000 subscribers. It means the world to me. I can't believe it. We're trying to get to 100,000. And the more people who subscribe to the channel, the better tattoos are out in the world. I appreciate you guys. This made me laugh. This made me laugh super hard because one, the tape doesn't do anything. The tape does absolute fucking nothing. okay? It's super easy for a client to just move their arm, right? That's why they're pinning it down so that like, it looks like, you know, you can't move. But it's like, dude, it's just fucking tape. You just rip that shit off so easily. And you know what's even stupider is that I literally did this the first time I went to tattoo someone's palm, like a fucking jabron. Like, it's so telling to me that you've never done a palm tattoo when you tape the palm and the hand down to the armrest. It's like, bro, you don't know what you're doing. Maybe you shouldn't do it. And that's how I felt immediately after I started the palm, did the palm. Yeah, just a mess. But let's see the tattoo. That looks like in the skin. She did a good job, or he did a good job. I can't tell. It sounded like it was a girl, but yeah, either way, that's a beautiful palm tattoo. I'm sure most of it will stay. Some of it, probably a lot of it will fall out. It's kind of hard sometimes to tell as a person like viewing videos whether a tattoo will really stay in the palm or not. You have to really get in close on it. But yeah, people ask me about my palm all the time. I always bring it up. Yeah, this is what a palm tattoo is supposed to look like. So in case you're some jabron leaving some comment, no, you don't. You're supposed to blow them out. They're supposed to kind of look like shit, and that's how you get the best results. Okay, this is a tattoo done by Tattoo Piccolo, I don't know, who knows. But this is the Last Supper, an anime version, Yu-Gi-Oh, something, Pokemon, I don't know. It's probably a collaboration of all of them. Digimon, I don't know. What other names can I throw out? If you guys are sitting there being like fucking ripping your hair out because I don't know the most basic anime terms, that's okay. Leave it in the comments. Let me know who all these people are. It looks good. I like it. For a black and gray tattoo with this type of stippling stuff that I normally don't like, I think it's interesting. It's fun. It looks clean. It's gonna look nice for probably ever. For the most part, I like the tattoo. On to the next. Okay, this is anxiety-inducing tattooing. You guys know I hate lettering. I will always hate lettering. So this is especially scary for me. What does it say? Last ride. I like my lettering a little bit cleaner. Like that L is a little hard to see, but that also might just be my eye right now. If you're gonna be doing this type of tattooing, you better be fucking amazing at it. And this kid is. It's clear. I'm not a huge fan of that L, but that's really, you know, what the fuck do I know about lettering at all? I suck at it. This is my biggest disclaimer. If you ever hear me talking about lettering, just know I have absolutely no fucking clue what I'm talking about. I might as well be talking about writing fucking bulls. Like, I know nothing about it. And I refused at every moment to ever give a fuck about lettering. So yeah, good for this kid. It's kind of crazy to be doing this type of stuff. I wonder if it would just end up a little bit better with a stencil instead of like just freeballing it, but hey, it's impressive nonetheless. And it's probably for sure this kid's best face tattoo because the rest look junked out. On to the next, Mr. Liam Barber. These are those guys in like Vietnam, I believe, who are all into like Chicano tattooing and Chicano art. This fucking LA is super cool. In comparison to the lettering we just saw, and remember, I just said I'm trash when it comes to lettering, I fucking love this lettering. It's so cool, it's so wild. I love the way it frames the forehead, all that, wow. Some of the coolest lettering I've seen in a long time. There's like been times where we talk a lot about lettering in the past where like people bash gray wash everywhere. Well, this is a good version of it. This is how you do it. Cause yeah, everything about that tattoo. And I love the use of the black on the actual forehead with the Classicano? I don't know what it says, but whatever that says across this, it looks cool. And the consafos. The consafos is cool. Yeah, love it. On to the next.
Hey guys, we're back. Bill hit me up and he's regular artist, told him he didn't want to do the last tattoo he came in with because it wasn't worth his time. He wants to know what the fuck he meant by that. Now, I wouldn't have ever worded that way to a client. It's a weird thing to say to somebody, but we're generally looking for 3 things to make.
Okay, if an artist ever used the term not worth my time, he's not worth your time, ever. Yeah, I know where they're gonna go with this. I've obviously listened to it. I think that he's gonna explain it pretty well, pretty obviously, actually. But yeah, you're in the service industry, bitch. Show some respect to your clients who pay your bills.
make it worth our while. And usually we only need one of the three. One, are we getting paid what we asked? Because, you know, it is our job. Two, is it challenging and something we're going to enjoy? Because if it is, we might have a little wiggle room on the other two of these three things. Three, what's our rapport like? Is this person a joy to be around, or is it awkward and uncomfortable the whole time? And if they're a joy to be around, we might have a little wiggle room on the other two. But if you're coming with none of these three, we don't have a lot of incentive. We're professionals. This is our job. And to be asked to work for less money doing something that's not challenging, where it's not going to be fun, it really lowers our incentive. There's better ways to word it, but that's generally where I would come from. Hope that helps.
This is Frederick Tigerman. I think that was an amazing explanation for something like this. I can't say it really any better than that. So Frederick Tigerman, that's him. I will add on to it though. And I would say that like a lot of times people are pursuing like the best tattooers in the world or whatever they think that fucking means, whatever. They approach people who have a lot of Instagram followers or clout or whatever. And in general, I would say you need to be all three when it comes to the more elite tattooers, I guess. I don't really know how to frame it. I will add, if you're a walk-in tattooer and you're just trying to make your bills, do every tattoo ever. And then as you progress, you can maybe start to ask for more of these things. Like he mentioned 3 things. Are you fun to be around? Do you have the money to pay for what you're getting? And is the tattoo fun? Those are the 3 things. Now, as a walk-in tattooer, you just need one. And typically it's, do you got the money to pay for it? But as you progress in tattooing and as you do it longer, you can start being more finicky and more finicky. But also keep in mind that the people that you used to tattoo, even if you don't like being around them or they don't really pay as well, be cool with them. Don't be dicks, you know? Like as you progress, still be a cool fucking guy, even if you don't want to tattoo the people. That's just honest, because like half of them are the reason you got to where you're at, so chill the fuck out. But also like, I get it, you don't want to tattoo them. I don't know, it's a weird thing. On to the next. God damn it. We have seen some doozy tats here. This is probably my least fucking favorite pile of garbage I've ever fucking seen. Nothing is stupider than a green rose. I don't care if there are really green roses in the world. I don't think there are, but if there are, there shouldn't be. They're stupid looking. Don't ever make a rose not yellow, red, blue, purple, and even blue and purple, you better fucking crush those. Purple especially, I fucking hate purple roses still. But a green, this is stupid, so stupid. Don't make a fucking rose green just because you're trying to cover up a mistake. Like a mistake on top of a mistake is just another mistake. This is a tattooer who should have been like, hell no. And then they should have never posted this garbage because it is stupid looking. Fuck. Gotta be honest with you guys. I've made a lot of mistakes in my tattoo career. Things that I fucking wake up in the middle of the night thinking like, oh God, I fucking hate that I did that. But luckily I've never done this. And I'm glad I didn't do this one because this would fucking stress me out forever. On to the next. Stupid. This is stupid. Okay. You know, in the world of tattooing, there's some dumb stuff and then there's extra dumb stuff. This is just kind of dumb. I've noticed that in the last few years, you know, body modification type of stuff, like Remy type of tattoo things have been popping up all over the place. Like he would put gray over things and then tattoo it again and tattoo it again and tattoo it again. And I'm always like, that's an okay thing when you're talking about body modification stuff, when you're talking about clients who just want to fucking tattoo every fucking piece of skin, whatever, that's great and all. But then you see it kind of creeping into regular tattooing where it's just like, this is just a walking guy. This might be his only tattoo. And you try to do black on white or some shit. I don't know. Whatever it came out to be is dumb. And however it healed was dumb. And some of that body modification stuff is great when it's tattooed on the right people. And it's really dumb when it's tattooed on the wrong people. And this is a good example of that. Like, this is just a regular client. Try and do a good cover up and move the fuck on. Why are we doing like, you know, blast over, black work crap on this guy? On to the next. Oh, that's it. Okay, we're doing viewer submitted tattoos. These are people who watch the channel and do amazing tattoos. So you at home, who's just some fucking kid collecting sick tats from people, keep in mind, there might be some jabroni rat ass tattooer watching this video at the same fucking time as you. And this is a good example. This is James Lochran from Essex. at Elite Ink Tattoo. I believe it's pronounced Loughran. I had to fucking Google check it because I didn't want to be fucking up your name. Hopefully I nailed it. If I didn't, fuck me. Look at these tattoos. Okay, he specializes in like what I'm gonna guess is weird cartoon fucking shit, and I absolutely love it. It's light black and gray, clean ass line work. The drawings are fucking phenomenal and that shading looks solid and clean. This is like a weird devil head, solid and clean. And I fucking like it, dudes. I genuinely like this style of tattooing, even though it's something I don't want to tattoo. I find it cool to look at. Look at that frog, look at that axe. And now that I look at his work, there's a Mexican tattooer who I really like his work and it reminds me a lot of. I'll have to send it to you when this video comes out, remind me. Look at that, what is that? It's just a bean sitting on a bench. What the fuck is it, dude? And it's clean as fuck. It's fun to look at, and it's just wild. This is my favorite. It's a whole video, a couple skulls, dagger going through it. Let's just get to the tattoo. Look at that, boys and girls. That is a clean tattoo, beautifully executed. That sword looks nice and straight. The shading looks nice and clean. I'm into it. Good for this guy. Follow him at encryption_. Thanks, guys. I will see you in a few days. Bye.